Alright everybody, this is now time for Dagofur's plans. Following documents were prepared by temple scholars and agents of the Inquisition for Lord Vivek. From interrogations of captured sleepers and other Sixth House cultists, from study of manuscripts written by cultists and victims of dream-induced mania, from interviews with Lord Vivek concerning historical campaigns against Red Mountain, and from broad conjectures and inferences made upon these materials, this is our best estimate of Dagofur's motivations and objectives in this most recent phase of his war upon Morrowind. Basic objectives. 1. Establish a theocracy in Morrowind based on the worship of the newborn god Akulakan, second Numidium, to be created by Dagofur from the heart of Lorkhan in a body constructed according to the principles and rituals pioneered by the drummer Kragnak. Establishing the ancient heirs of House Dagoth as the god priest of Akulakan, and the Sixth House of Dagofur as the dominant political power in Morrowind. Through charismatic conversions, unite the Dummer under the guidance of Dagofur to battle against the foreign animals, who hold Morrowind subjection. Note, Dagofur has apparently adopted the views and motivations of the Drummer High Craft Lord Kragnak. In effect, he recapitulates the ancient blasphemous folly of the Drummer. 2. Expose the false worship of the tribunal and destroy the scholastical authority and political power of the temple. How much the dissident priests of the cult and Nervine may be controlled or influenced by the Sixth House in this regard is open to speculation. 3. Extirpate all remaining individuals of inferior and mongrel races from Morrowind. 4. Drive the Empire from Morrowind. 5. Recover ancient territory stolen by Skyrim and Argonia. 6. Extend the worship of Kulakan to all nations of Tamriel through subversion and conquest. Plans to establish and expand the Sixth House. Phase 1. Secure Red Mountain against tribunal intruders. Deny tribunal access to the heart. Weakening the temple while securing Red Mountain for the creation of Kulakan. Keep the construction of Second Numidium a secret. Phase 2. Create passive servants in ever-widening circles around Red Mountain by broadcasting compulsions couched in dream imagery to suspectable subjects in their sleep. Establish a major operational base at Kalkrahan for further operations in the Ash Waste. Establish smaller bases near small port villages and in lower-class waterfront districts in Vivek. Infiltrate and subvert smuggling syndicates. Recruit willing followers from the disaffected populations, including the underworld, the poor, and the rabid anti-imperial activists. Phase 3. Expand from smaller bases to other towns and villages, and recruit and indoctrinate subjects made susceptible by dream sendings. Occupy abandoned towers and ruins, and train corrupted cultists as raiders and irregular troops. Identify, discredit, and decimate possible sources of political resistance. Phase 4. Use assassination and terror to weaken, distract, and disrupt the legions of the imperial bureaucracy, along with their Halalu sympathizers. Inspire popular uprisings of the native poor against the foreign rich and powerful. Summon sleepers and dreamers to Dagofur to work on Second Numidium. Inferring Dagofur's perspectives. Dagofur thinks on a large time scale, for the most part, and outside of time scale of the divine consciousness. He thinks that only obstacles of mythical scale are worth consideration. He believes he is fated to rule Morrowind, to free Morrowind of the Empire, to become the new, hard-loving father of Morrowind. Given that perspective, the only opposing force Dagofur worries about are the Tribunal, the Daedra, the Emperor, and the Incarnate. With the Tribunal's loss of Sunder and Keening, and with the diminishing resources of Vivek, Alamexia, and Safasil, Dagofur believes he has permanently gained a decisive strategic advantage on a mortal timescale. The battle may last for centuries, but the outcome is not in doubt. And Alucon may be the device for dramatically reducing the timescale for the decisive victory. The myth of dynamic invisibility of the Emperor and Empire has long been an unquantifiable and intimidating threat, but recent rumors of unrest in Cyrodiil, of the Emperor's flailing health, and the unsettled question of the succession have diminished the scale of that threat. Nonetheless, the revelation that the Nervine is a pawn of Imperial intelligence, hand-picked and sent to Morrowind by the Emperor himself, these caused Dagobah considerable anxiety. The Daedra represent no coherent obstacle to Dagobah. Nonetheless, their personal abilities and their influence upon their fanatic followers is considerable. Their motives and actions obscure, and Dagobah remains concerned about them. The Incarnate represents Saint Nerevar, a mythic force that has previously defeated Dagobah, and Dagobah is obsessed with this threat. At the same time, Dagobah knew Nerevar personally, knew that he was a mortal man with faults and weaknesses. Dagobah may have some hope of seducing or negotiating with Nerevar's reincarnation. Further, when Nerevar and the Tribunal defeat Dagobah, they were strong and allied. Neither Nerevar and the Tribunal are weak, opposed, and divided. Therefore, though the Nerevar and Tribunal represent the most serious threat to Dagobah's plans, he still has good reason to believe that this time he will prevail. Recent timescale Dagobah activities. Much of the following timescale is based on inference from incomplete information. Before the Second Era, 882, Dagobah and his kin lie dreaming beneath the sills of Red Mountain. On the same time, Dagobah and his ash vampires awake refreshed and emerge from lower Red Mountain into the Heart Chamber. Dagobah ritually binds himself and his brethren as Heart Whites in a ritual of his own devising. His first stage of construction is Second Numidium, conceived during the long sleep, are begun by Heart Whites and Atronach constructs in a chamber near the heart of Lokon. Keeping the Second Numidium project a secret from the Tribunal is a high priority. Second Era, 882, the Tribunal arrive at Red Mountain for their annual ritual bathing in the Heart's power. Dagobah and the Ash Vampires ambush the Tribunal. The Tribunes are driven away, prevented from restoring themselves with Krognak's tools, the Heart of Lorkhan. Second Era, 882, the Third Era, 417. Intermediate Tribunal campaigns assault Red Mountain. The Tribunal and the supporting forces seek to force access to the Heart Chamber, but are repeatedly driven back. Dagobah recruits sleepers and dreamers through dream sendings. Cultists are recruited through dream compulsions. Weaker cultists become corpus beasts. Stronger cultists advance through stages toward the powers of the ascended sleepers. Third Era, 400. Kolgrahan are reoccupied by Dagobah Thule and fortifies an advanced base for Sixth House operations. Blight storms more frequent and widespread. Soul sickness spreads in regions close to Red Mountain. Third Era, 410. Sixth House base is found near Gunnar Mach and the waterfront areas of Vivek. Sixth House operatives exploit smuggling organizations, communications to spread their influence among victims unbalanced by Dagobah's dream sendings. Third Era, 415. Small cells of Sixth House cultists in every town in Vardenfell. Larger Sixth House operations are concealed in remote dungeons where creatures are bred and cultists are trained for this coming struggle. Third Era, 417. Almexia and Sophisil lose the artifacts Caning and Sunford to dig up Aldros and Vimin. Vivek rescues Almexia and Sophisil, but failing to recover Caning and Sunder. The Tribunal retreat from Red Mountain in disorder. Surviving Bowie Armiger companions and noted Tribunal were forced to retreat, but do not know how serious a reversal the Tribunal has suffered. The three Tribunes return to the retrospective capitals and continue to perform the ritual functions. The Tribunes continue to grow weaker without access to the heart and because of resources required to support the Ghost Fence. The inner circle of the Temple priesthood has begun to suspect the Tribunes have suffered seriously from wounds and demoralization in the wake of reverse at Red Mountain, but do not recognize the scale of the problem. Third Era, 426 to 427. Campaign of Sixth House assassinations of prominent Imperial citizens and Halalu Imperial sympathizers. Sudden increase in number and seriousness of attacks by cultists and victims deranged by soul sickness. Noted with concern. 1. Dagobah can apparently perceive and communicate directly through his cultists. Sleepers and dreamers are often reported speaking as though with Dagobah's voice and intention. 2. Little is known about the feature, scale, or stage of completion of Akulakhan, the Second Numidium. No one has gained entrance into our chamber since the Second Era. In Third Era 417, Caning and Sunder were captured, and many substantially aid in Alkulahan's reconstruction. Alright, so that was basically it. That's everything. And now I'm going to give you my opinion. Personally, I believe in Nerevar at Red Mountain. I do not believe what the Vivek says that he didn't do anything. I believe they did. Logically, I do. Because it makes sense. But it's not a matter of who we believe. And honestly, I don't even think I'm the Nerevar. I really don't. I just think that Azura is pretending I'm the Nerevar. I do believe I have Nerevar qualities, but I don't think I'm the Nerevar. That's just me. You guys can take what you take from it. If you want to talk about it, you can. But that's how I perceive it. And now you will be sent by whatever I post, whatever invitation I give you, on to the next part, which will just be right back to the part. You'll be like we teleported. So there we go. Thank you for watching, and see ya.